The conservative media company is reported to be divided between a group of employees who are loyal to O'Keefe and the board, which has been frustrated with what it perceives as O'Keefe's apparent mismanagement.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about James O'Keefe officially being kicked out of Project Veritas. Now, there have been rumors, there have been stories, there have been all kind of things. There have been some official news reports. First, they said that he was on paid leave, I guess, until they figure some things out. So they just worked through their differences. And when I say they, I mean Project Veritas and the board. Now, my next point is people are going to say, well, hey, ABL, how can James O'Keefe be booted out of his own company? Isn't James O'Keefe Project Veritas? Without him, there is no company. Well, I understand where you're coming from, but unfortunately, Project Veritas is a company that's publicly traded with the board of directors, and they thought that James O'Keefe was not doing a very good job managing the company. That's their official story, but I've heard other things that I don't know are true or false. You know, I've heard some allegations floating around. I don't know if that's true or false. It's probably not, but it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, he is out over at Project Veritas. Now, there's an article right here from the Post Millennial. And of course, as always, I will link to this article in the description box. If you're an IG, link in the bio and go to the corresponding article. But you see the headline here, breaking: James O'Keefe to leave Project Veritas following board dispute. Now, to maybe correct myself a little bit, I read that he resigned, but at the end of the day, I think he was forced out by the board. You know how that goes. They said, well, you can resign or we can fire you. You get the opportunity, because there's different things. If you get fired, you're not eligible to certain benefits. But regardless of what, he is out at Project Veritas. Let's continue here. The subhead says James O'Keefe founded Project Veritas in 2011 and was its CEO. His brand of provocative journalism changed the face of investigative reporting. As I said before, he kind of gave me the Joey Greco from Cheaters vibes. And I'm not trying to say that to cheapen him or to disrespect him. I'm just saying, when he would do the really good work of exposing really bad people, he'd jump out at the end and then confront them with the footage. I did a video recently where he confronted a guy that worked at one of these companies. It might have been Pfizer. If I'm right or wrong, let me know in the comments. And then he came with the iPad and the guy freaked out, tried to break the iPad. You know, that's the kind of entertainment value that he brought, but the real work that he did was far beyond the entertainment. Let's keep on going here with the article. Founder and CEO of investigative journalism organization Project Veritas is reportedly leaving the company he founded in 2011. This comes after some 16 staffers tried to oust him from leadership of his own company, claiming, among other things, that he was difficult to work for and once even stole a sandwich, resulting in a dispute within the board of directors. Now, come on, stealing a sandwich? I think maybe the sandwich was the proverbial straw on the camel's back. There was a bunch of other things. I don't think if you go into a refrigerator and steal a hero sandwich, a hoagie, a hot dog or a hamburger or a chicken patty breast or whatever, that's not going to cause the breakup of Project Veritas, or at least the founder's ouster. I don't think so. Let's keep on going here. Neil McCabe of OAN broke the story on Twitter, saying that O'Keefe delivered his resignation in person to his staff at their Mamaroneck, I know I pronounced that incorrectly, but y'all know what I'm talking about, New York office. So that's the reporter right there. It says, exclusive, James O'Keefe, my friend and former boss at Project Veritas, just resignation letter to his former team. James will make his own way, as he always has before. After the 16 staffers sent out the letter to the Project Veritas board of directors in early February, quote, James O'Keefe is Project Veritas began to trend on Twitter. Many supporters and donors all balked at the idea that Veritas could continue without O'Keefe at the helm, and prominent conservatives gave their support for O'Keefe. Okay, so a lot of people are saying, hey, what's going on? But, you know, it's easy for us to be on the outside looking in and saying that this shouldn't be happening. I can't necessarily judge the staffers based upon information that I know, because I know I don't know everything. But at the end of the day, it will be jarring, to say the least, to not have James O'Keefe as part of Project Veritas, because we all know him as Project Veritas, right? But let's continue. Quote, the undersigned are troubled and frustrated with James's management, style, and business acumen, the letter began. These behaviors and actions are antithetical to our core values, and it came to a head this week, most recently, the treatment of Barry McKinley and Tom O'Hara. Now, I don't know who these guys are, so these are the staffers listed here. There's all their names. You can read those. And they say that James O'Keefe has become a power-drunk tyrant, and he is exactly who he pontificates on who we should be exposing. Wow, that's crazy. I want to hear all sides of this because you got some staffers, like the beginning clip said, you have staffers divided between loyalty to O'Keefe and then I guess you would say loyalty to the board, or maybe they side with the board, meaning they're not necessarily loyal to the board, but they may share the same opinions as the board, if that makes any sense. So let's continue here. Other statements also cite professional relationships that are apparently soured between O'Keefe and others, including an instance where O'Keefe called Spencer Meads a P word. James went as far as to call Spencer a P in Vegas, and Spencer heard him say it. Both of these guys are mission driven and suffered through it. They were raided, and James still called Spencer that name. He never forgave them for making a decision to leave for their own mental well-being. I feel like these are kind of petty issues, you know, just like little petty fight, stealing a sandwich, calling somebody a name. Is that enough to get somebody ousted from their? Again, I think there's a deeper issue here that we're not really tackling, because this type of stuff goes on all the time at every workplace, between friends, family, neighbors. That's not really a big deal, in my humble opinion. I think there's a bigger issue that we're not addressing yet. Anyway, issues cited include that airing grievances has led to termination, which has prevented the undersigned from previously speaking up. Lack of transparency and decision-making was a concern, as well as O'Keefe being difficult to work with, belligerent and mean, with bullying listed as a concern. Project Veritas hemorrhaged followers in the wake of the news, with staff and board attempting to continue without the man who made the company what it is. Yeah, so that's a mess. Veritas said they were confident in their ability to stay the course and continue to deliver the mission O'Keefe set out for them, whether he was in charge of the project or not. Now they are likely to find out. So here's a statement. This came out, what was this? This was right when they said that he was on the leave. Project Veritas has achieved immense growth and impact during the last 3 years. Like all newsrooms at this stage, the Project Veritas board of directors and management are constantly evaluating what the best path forward is for the organization. The board of management are continuing this internal evaluation to assure long-term success, blah, 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 blah. So that's kind of like the, you know, that's the precursor to him being ousted from the company. There's a lot more here. You can read this, of course, through the description, but that's pretty much what it is. Ultimately, the board, staffers, and O'Keefe, I guess, weren't all on the same page, and as a result, O'Keefe is out of the company that he founded. Again, this is a publicly traded company. Although he founded it and was a CEO, you got a board of directors that can decide, hey, you're the CEO. Well, we don't want you to be the CEO anymore. We're going to force you out. And that's ultimately what happened. I want to hear James O'Keefe's side. I want to, you know what I want to see? I want to see him go on the podcast like Timcast or Joe Rogan or somewhere and get asked some really tough questions about what happened. And I want to hear from the staffers that wanted him out. I want to hear all sides of it rather than just reading statements and guessing and things of that nature, because this is a really big story that should not just be swept under the rug or ignored. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what said you? How do you feel about James O'Keefe being ousted from Project Veritas? Is this a good move, bad move? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. Do you think they're going to be able to carry on without him? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys pretty much know where I'm at. I think I'm kind of shocked, but at the same time, I can't really be shocked that things happen anymore, because I've seen so many things happen over the years. This isn't really that shocking, but it's definitely kind of a jarring thing. Ultimately, I still have more questions than I have answers, and I like for all sides, everyone involved, to come out and speak openly and honestly as much as possible. I know we got legal things going on, but speak openly about what happened here to give the people on the outside a true representation, a true account of events, rather than just having us trying to put pieces together and start guessing. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.